Rebel Road, and I'm in Halifax today. I was invited by a beautiful group called AI Ripples, which stands for love in Japanese. And the individual that officially invited me was Mayumi, and I wanted to have a discussion about love and about community, about coming together in community and strengthening one another through that process, and how we grow through relationships in that, when those moments that come that are struggle and those moments of growth come in celebration. So how about each one of you introduce yourselves and tell me what it has meant to really be in a community, how you have grown, and how it has challenged you.
My name is Mayumi, and actually I asked these ladies to let's start a group, and it expanded to the community. And I think that we really need to share what we have and what we know and what we experienced with other people, so people can learn from that, and also we can learn from by sharing it. And that's all to do with love, and we are one. That's how I say it.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
My name is Roshana, and I'm the newest member of the group, I would say. I moved from Halifax to the Valley, where this group that I meet with meets as a small group once a week, and then as a larger group once a month. And it's a beautiful experience to have that loving support of being in a group, having that sisterhood, knowing that you're supported regardless of what you're going through, and that it's always very positive in your own personal journey. And then to be offering it to the larger group, where people come together, and they have, the people who come to our larger groups don't want it to end. They love it because people are reaching for something for their spirit. They're searching, and they can't always find what they're looking for. So when they find that community, they don't want to lose it. And it also is an opportunity for people to express what they have within them, to find their own wisdom in the support of a group that's really making it a safe place for them to offer that out and open up. So I do find that being together in a group is very supportive, and it allows you to find that place of loving the self and accepting the self, because you feel it from everyone else in the group.
Oh, beautiful. Support and safety, very important parts of the community.
Oh, absolutely. And the I Ripples group has been really a support for all of us, I think, but as well as that, we've grown so much. We started out as meek and mild with respect to our abilities and capabilities and energy work and very timid steps, even doing meditations where Mayumi was our leader, and we would expect her to do it all the time until all of a sudden one day she says, okay, you're on, your turn. So we've managed to get comfortable with doing meditations, get comfortable with doing soundings, tonings, and get comfortable with exploring where energy would take us. So it's been a joy, and it's also been so supportive, and we keep pushing the edge. We keep trying, looking for more. It's not just our coming together, but coming together with a purpose to enhance what we have and to even make it better and put it out for the public even more.
Oh, fabulous, fabulous.
Yes, and what more can I add to that? My name is Sharon, and I found that just being part of the group, just it is the love connection, I think, with everyone, and the oneness of that develops so much quicker, actually, when you're in a group. And then when you take it to the next level, to the monthly meetings, there's so many different types of energy work and what they have to offer as well, and their opinions, and they're so very good at sharing. So we're learning from them as they learn a bit from us, and so we just carry on that way.
So a real exchange is taking place.
A wonderful exchange. And it is, we do have our little confidentiality talk, and so everybody just seems to open up when they know they have that safety in place for what they share with everybody else.
And that's so important, Jeannie. You had said something about how it causes you to grow and stretch into places that were not there before. And I have always said that when you pour love on something, everything unlike it shows up. And so that sounds like that's part of what has happened in the process of this group is it pushes you to rise to the surface, number one, the doubts and the fears and the challenges, but also the possibility and the power and the presence that each person has.
Oh, so much so, Simran. And to look back from when we started to where we are now, it's like, oh, I think my wings have gone out to there.
Beautiful. Mayumi, we spoke in the car about how when you began this, much of this was you didn't really want that title of leader, that you really wanted to just be facilitator and you wanted everyone to be a part. And that's really where we are in life right now. We're each supposed to be an example and we're each supposed to step up in our own personal responsibility.
Yes.
Not that we're responsible for other people, but that we just, for our own growth, we are responsible to and for ourselves to step up and see our own power. Talk a little bit about that so that individuals that are the more timid ones in a group understand why it's important.
Yeah, I think people like to put labels like teacher, student, whatever. But beyond that, I think we are our own master and group, right? And I think we have to find that out first to be confident. So that's how I think our group try to help other people to open their eyes and touch that part, even a little bit. Yeah, that's how I see it. And I can see some people really, growing and opening up, and that really gave me joy. Yeah.
Roshana, you brought up the word sisterhood, and I think that word's important whether you're men or women, in sisterhood or brotherhood. That camaraderie, that connection that happens, and also that happens, I think, with like-minded people. Talk about what else that builds on the inside.
I think as we're growing and changing, it's important to be able to find a community that we feel connected to, so we don't feel like we're so different from everyone else that it becomes a scary thing to move into that place. So when we feel like there's others there and we're not the only one, then that it helps lead us then further into that. I think it just makes it more comfortable to walk into that and to share, because I think the human experience really is about sharing what we're experiencing and not just doing it on our own and being an island. So when there's other people there that we can share it with and help to open up with, then it's just that support that I think is an important piece of growing and expanding and stepping into who we are becoming.
Yes. It's so easy to isolate sometimes. It's so very easy to do that. But that's also where we, I think, sometimes get numb and hardened because we're not allowing ourselves the support.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Sharon, you were talking about the safe space that has to exist and that confidentiality that is put in place in groups like this. When that takes place, when that confidentiality is there, speak to the place of vulnerability and intimacy that really helps to open up a person because they can share in that way.
Oh, yes. Yes, they seem to, if you share your stories, each one shares their own and knows that you're a part of it too. You're experiencing a lot of things with them as you're going on your journey. And they just seem to blossom, I guess, and offer their stories and continue on.
And so often people don't want the emotion that can come with some of those situations. But I have seen in groups and found for myself that when that emotion does come, it's actually not just healing for me, but it ends up healing the whole group. Is that what you found?
Yes, it does so. We have had instances where the emotion just becomes overwhelming and it can be very painful as well. But sharing that is everybody does it and it helps each other that way.
Yes.
Yes, it's a wonderful.
I'd love to finish out this talk with each of you really speaking to what love is for you, because I think people have their own version of what love is, and we are given these definitions based on our experiences we've had, the filters that we've had, and I'm thinking that just to hear what the definition of love is from each one of you might open up a definition for someone else.
Well, mine, I guess, is just the oneness of it all, that feeling that you want to be part of that other person's pain or their happiness or whatever it is. That is what I love.
That oneness and compassion.
Yes.
And for me, love is the expansiveness and the potential that we can be all and are all and a part of everyone and they are a part of us as well.
I don't know if this is a definition of love, but my feeling of love very recently is fully accepting the self, regardless of what others do, understanding that they are doing from their own belief system. But when there's love of the self, then there's no possibility for suffering, so it's finding that place. And it's quite a journey, but
Yes, yes. Mayumi.
Yeah, I suppose, also with our name is I Ripples, and rippling is really important part. Whatever we do every day, it affects people, it ripples out. And we try to ripple out our love. And that's what that mark is about. And I think she's, unfortunately she's not here today, but the other member came up and asked me what's love in Japanese. And I said, I, and then she goes, I repose, that's it. Everybody goes, yeah, that's the name. So we just ripple out our love.
Beautiful. Well, I want to thank all of you for being #1 examples to other individuals as to what community can look like and how it offers us strength and growth and possibility. And also for holding and anchoring a spark of light in a place for the planet, because we don't ever really know how our love is rippling out, but it is all across the planet. Wherever you are, if you are someone that is isolating, if you're someone that is being timid, if you have not found your place in the world, how about reach out and allow yourself to be part of a community? If you're already part of a community, can you step out and invite others that are seeking something? It is all about personal growth, because in the end, there's only one of us here. But when we interact with other people, we start to see the pieces and parts of ourselves that allow us to have that self-realization necessary to expand into the divinity that we all are. In love, of love, with love, and as love. I'm Simran Singh in Halifax with an amazing group of women. I'll see you next time.